Hi everybody and welcome. I hope that you're all doing well. My name is Jayme, for those of you that are new to my channel, and for those of you that are returning, thank you so much. As y'all can see, we are no longer Lost Boy because we no longer feel lost. We know exactly who we are. And I'm very, very excited for this next phase in chapter, not just in my life, but in my spiritual journey. I do want to say thank you for each and every single one of you for all of your love and all of your support. And I also want to give a great round of applause to all of my haters for finally pushing me past that point of no return. So even then, even that we have to be grateful for pushing us, because I'm a firm believer that sometimes you have to exist in spite. So, with all that being said, today we're going to be doing a general collective message. It's intended for whoever needs it. Please take the messages that resonate with you in your particular situation and drop the ones that do not. If you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, the link to my website is down below in the description box. It does still have my old logo on the website. I'm still working on that. I'm not even sure if I can even update my name on there or if I'm just going to have to start a new one, but I'm going to figure that out. But either way, all the information is down below in the description box. Alrighty, y'all, let's get into today's message. We're going to begin with the angel numbers just to see what is going on with y'all. We'll tap in with the tarot dice. We'll use a tarot deck, and then we'll get some more information with a couple of different oracles. Universe, what is going on with the collective? What is going on in collective energy, and what is it that they need to know at this time? We have 11, intuition. You are a spiritual beacon. And we have 24, stability. Trust in the groundwork that you've laid. Continue to trust in the groundwork. You've built the foundation. You've built a solid, sturdy, stable foundation for yourself, right? You poured that slab of concrete. Now it's time for you to start erecting your walls here. Trust in the groundwork. It's stable. It is solid. And continue to trust in your intuition. You are a beacon for truth at this time. And you're definitely being intuitively guided towards your next steps here on how to fortify your foundation. We have 999 at the bottom. Endings, completions, making room for the new. It's time to make room for the new, y'all. Like, what do you want your housing to look like, right? When we're talking about you've laid the groundwork, you have the slab of concrete poured, right? How do you want your walls to be divvied up, right? How do you want your rooms to be decorated? What do you want to fill the space with? You've cleared out the old to make room for the new. And now it's time to let your creativity shine. Universe, tell us more for the collective, please. Okay, way too many, but I'll read the top one. 1515. Your desires are being reshaped. Time to pivot. That doesn't make any sense. Notice how that was all a big pile of mess? That could just be people or your haters here who, wanting you to pivot. They want you to, I don't know, talk you out of something maybe. I don't think that it's working. I think they're trying to do everything that they can to try and disconnect you from your intuition here. Again, with all of this mess that wants to come out, I'm going to take the two that flipped over. 1313 and 66. Embrace transformations, new skills and power. And 66. Sacred service. Nurture others with grace. And we still have that 999, endings, completions, making room for the new. Right? Maybe the reason why some of these people want to come in and try to talk you out of your spot or disconnect you from your intuition here is because they know that you've been embracing this transformation. You have been tapping into new skills, reclaiming your power. And you're still nurturing others with grace and kindness. But they sense that there's a difference with you and them. They sense the disconnect. That's what it is. It's the disconnect of you putting up a boundary, you putting up a wall here, you laying the groundwork for your own stability. And sometimes it's all about the energy that you keep. And when it comes to power, it's about how much power are we giving away to others. So people are seeing that you're still being kind, you're still being graceful to everyone else but them, and they're feeling some kind of way. And they're trying to make that how they feel, their trigger, your problem. Don't allow them to. Don't allow them to. And don't cave in to peer pressure, because that's what they want. They know that you are about to start erecting your walls because you've poured that slab of concrete, you've laid the stable foundation. They know that you're getting to erect the walls. And they want you to make some... It's giving the energy of like, they want you to make some kind of space for them in your new structure. They're trying to claim a piece for themselves. They're trying to burrow their way in, right? Kind of like, like termites is what it feels like. These people are acting like termites. I guess my days of watching, This Old House are doing me good right now. Universe. This part's going to get a little loud. We're going to be using the tarot dice, so if you're sensitive to sound, I do recommend lowering the volume. Universe, please tell us more for the collective. What is going on in their energy, and what is it that they need to know at this time? We have the Ten of Pentacles sideways and Strength reverse. Somebody here is losing it all. Somebody here is recognizing that they're going to be losing it all. Whatever stability that they were relying on, that they were counting on, somebody here is losing it all. They are. Somebody here has not been able to master their ego, letting their emotions get the best of them with the Strength reversed. Some of you guys could be dealing with the Virgo. I do have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio here as well. We have the Five of Cups sideways and this Queen of Cups sideways. Three of Swords reversed and the Four of Swords. People are really feeling some kind of way here, all because you're starting to shine. With the Queen of Wands upright, somebody here's motives have been very questionable with this Queen of Cups sideways. Somebody here could be a little bit like vindictive with that Queen of Cups sideways. You know, needing to get back at you for making them feel a certain way, but again, their feelings are not your problem. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. Their feelings are not your problem. Somebody is crying, or they're going to be crying over some kind of a loss here with this Five of Cups. And that's all because they were too focused on what they didn't have instead of focusing on what they do have. So you're definitely dealing with somebody who has been very ungrateful. Somebody here who has been more focused on the money, the resources, the finances. Not like in a good way. This is just somebody here who's just kind of like the energy of, well, I want that. okay. And there's nothing wrong with wanting things, but it's like they want something that you have with that Five of Cups, right? They're focused on the loss. They're focused on those 3 cups that are spilled in front of them instead of focusing on the 2 cups that they still have behind them. So it's like they're neglecting their own. So somebody here has been acting out, mistreating people that have been by their side, that have been trying to help them, that have been trying to take care of them, trying to help them get back up on their feet, is really what this feels like. All because they're so focused on something that they don't have. And the thing that they want, you have. So not only are they ungrateful for you in your life, but they feel like they need to get back at you for making them feel the way that they're feeling. The Ten of Pentacles can definitely have to talk about family. Could definitely talk about inheritance. This has to do with long-term resources. Somebody here was trying to betray you with the Three of Swords in the reverse, but I feel like they're finding out that they only ended up betraying themselves. Or maybe they were holding on or dragging something out. Again, like being vindictive. Thinking that, I don't know, it's given like an eye for an eye. But I think somebody here has been a little bit disillusioned as to why they've been doing that eye for an eye. It had nothing ever really to do with you in the first place. Somebody took something way too far when it came with you. They took it way too far. Something here is definitely being laid to rest because of somebody's refusal to let something go with this Ten of Wands reversed. They refuse to let something go. We have the Chariot, and we have the Three of Pentacles. This is somebody's inability to work together, inability to work as a team, even though they try to act like they're a team player. But this is more like somebody who's trying to keep up with everybody else around them, wanting to keep other people short and small. Either way, there are big changes coming here with the Chariot. This is fast-forward movement into the future. Some of you could be moving, or some of you could just be moving energetically. Like, this could just be an energetic move. Or making some kind of moves here to fortify where you are going into the future. Like I said, you're getting ready to erect those walls. You're stepping into the next phase. Four of Cups and the Hermit. You have become extremely wise at this time. You have found your guiding light. You're no longer focused here with this Four of Cups sideways on... You know, maybe these are people here who... were making you feel like you had to fight for their validation, for their attention, or that you needed their approval in some kind of way, that you needed their support. But these people had a really funny way of using their support. I'm saying that with air quotes because it feels like they were using it as a control tactic. Like they would support you just enough to say that they did. But it's really giving the energy of people who really just more wanted to, like, tell you what they thought what was best for you instead of listening to what it is that you actually needed. Some of you guys have definitely spent a lot of time alone, soul-searching, getting to the root cause, answering those deeper questions that have been lingering. You've definitely gained some insight. You've gained some wisdom. You know your path. You're taking action. You know what exactly next step you got to take. strong Leo, Virgo. It could be a Leo-Virgo cusp here. I do have strong Taurus energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio as well. Universe, tell us more, please. Oh. Universe, tell us more. Eight of Pentacles reversed. And the Seven of Cups. Somebody here wanted you confused. They wanted you confused. Queen of Cups reversed. Somebody could even been trying to say that you were emotionally erratic. Somebody here does not want to admit the work that you've put into something. The work that you've put in on yourself. Somebody here also doesn't want to work. They don't want to work. Somebody does not want to put in the effort. Somebody here is extremely I don't want to say it's somebody who is extremely confused. I just think that somebody here just cannot maintain their focus. They're so focused on, ooh, look at that. Look at this. Look at what that person has. Look at what they have. You know, somebody here is really just trying to compete with other people. Queen of Cups reversed and the Sun. You could have a feminine energy here, male or female. This is somebody here who wants attention, especially with the Queen of Cups reversed. Very vindictive. Again, with this whole vindictive energy, like wanting to get an eye for an eye, wanting to keep you confused to their actual motives. This is like guilt trip, controlling, emotions all over the place, out of touch with reality. Somebody here's out of touch with reality. They don't want to put in work or effort. Some kind of truth is coming out here with the Page of Swords. It could even be some kind of evidence, because to me the Page of Swords is like, you know, my mini PI card. Somebody here who is going to look at the facts, acquire all the information here about the past, with this Six of Cups reversed and the Magician. Somebody here definitely has all of the tools required and necessary in order to make something happen. Somebody here is definitely looking away from the past. They don't have any fond memories of the past with that Six of Cups reversed. The Three of Cups and the King of Wands reversed. Look, this Queen of Cups came out sideways. This King of Wands also came out sideways. They don't want to work, but they want to party, but they want the attention. And they get mad when they get called out because they're not following through on what they promised. So, like I said, this is somebody who does just enough to make it look like they're doing something. The Two of Pentacles reversed. A decision here has been made. A decision has been solidified. There is going to be some kind of unavoidable loss here with the Tower, and I feel like it is going to be unexpected. This is a good surprise for you, but it's a bad surprise for them. Because I feel like they thought that they were able to talk you out of something. Wow, by making you feel alone. So they thought that by trying to, like, discourage you? What the fuck is this? Seven of Swords reversed, of course. Of course, somebody here is being caught red-handed, and here you are moving into a brand new future, following your heart with this Knight of Cups. This is a loss for somebody here because whatever decision that you've made, it's irreversible. Maybe it's how you see these people or this person. Like, you can't go back to how things were. Things will never, ever be the same. Ever. And people are still trying to sabotage you, but they're being caught red-handed. They're being caught red-handed because their motives and intentions are being seen clear as day. You know, this goes back to the message I did the other day about somebody here feeling upset because they wanted a pencil and you had just bought a new box of pencils, right? And you had no idea this person wanted a pencil. But yet trying to make you seem like you're the worst person in the world because you never gave them the pencil. Somebody's trying to make their problems your problems here. And it's also the same kind of energy of telling you what's best for you instead of listening to what is coming out of your mouth on what it is that you need. But yet, it's very delusional energy. Very delusional energy. Honestly, what's going on a grand scale here is there have been massive amounts of people in this world who have been out of touch with reality. And they've been able to get by because other people were unaware. But what happens when people become aware, when more people become aware? When more people start asking those questions to the divine, to source, to universe, they're going to get the answers. And then people want to start feeling some kind of way because of their character. Because their character is fully seen. Eight of Cups reverse. Somebody here wants to make a return back into your life. You've already broken that cord and that attachment. Be very, very careful. I believe Mercury retrograde started already. Be very, very careful with who you allow back into your life. They only want to create some kind of injustice. Queen of Cups reverse with the King of Wands reverse. I mean, this is masculine and feminine energies that are all off. Somebody here is not willing to do the work to provide for themselves, to take care of themselves. They're not being kind and nurturing to other people. This is like, I don't want to say it's toxic masculinity because it's toxic masculinity and toxic femininity rolled into one. Somebody here could be even a little bit of a hothead, get very angry, be unable to control themselves. You know, with this Three of Cups right here in the middle, this could even be somebody here who practices escapism because they don't know how to manage their own emotions. There's somebody here who's unable to weather any storms. They're unable to talk through their feelings in a rational way, like an actual adult. There's somebody here who buries their problems. And they're mad at you because you just laid some new concrete for yourself. Because you're trying to do what's right for you. You're trying to evolve. You're trying to move on. You're trying to be better. Because you want better. And that's somehow a problem. Universe, tell us more. That's what it is, right? These are the type of people who only... They like bragging about the things that they have done for you. Oh, well, I took care of collective. I did this. I took them in when they needed me. Or, you know, I did this or I did that, right? Because they like to show off to other people. The King of Wands reverse is definitely somebody who's very show-offy, right? Somebody here who wants to make people feel a certain way about themselves. Right, to make them feel like they're holier than thou because they did this great charity, they did this great surfeit, they did this great thing here. But when it gets down to the actual particulars, right? They do just enough to say that they did something, to show that they did something, to show the world, look at me, I have a heart, I'm caring, I'm kind. But they don't want to tell other people about how they were trying to control you, how they were trying to manipulate you, how they had ulterior motives and intentions, and they were trying to rob you. They were literally trying to rob you and backstab you. They were not really supportive of you. They just liked the, I want to say, accreditation it gave them. We have the Eight of Cups, and it's now upright. In the Wheel of Fortune, you're walking away from all this. You're headed towards happiness. You're headed towards wish fulfillment. Fate is turning in your favor here. Page of Pentacles reversed, and the Hermit, and the Star. Fate is turning in your favor here. These people cannot rob things from you. These people could have even gone as far as to even try to, for some of you, maybe somebody here was even trying to stop you from receiving some kind of correspondence about some kind of monies that was heading your way. That's for a small select of you. For most of you, this is just people who've been trying to rob you of opportunities here by trying to make you feel like you still had more to heal. You still had more to do. And they were doing that with their emotions because they wanted that pencil. I highly recommend you guys watch that video I posted 2 days ago about small-minded people. Either way, your prayers are being answered here with the Star card. Your prayers are being answered. You're headed towards wish fulfillment. You know who you are now. People were trying to have you more focused on them. And they do that with the guilt trip, with the gaslighting, with the making you feel like it's your problem, why they felt that way. That's how they rob you of your time. That's how they rob you of your energy. All because of their codependent neediness here with this Queen of Pentacles, the Empress reverse, strong Taurus energy, Libra as well. I do have Aquarius and Virgo. Sagittarius here with this Temperance card. This is alchemizing the energy. This is moving forward. Temperance shows up after the Death card, which means there's been some kind of significant ending, some kind of completion here. You're getting rid of the old to make way and make space for the new. This is you headed towards happiness, to wish fulfillment, your dreams, your desires being met here, and you being unapologetic about that. You've been dealing with people who haven't been wanting to take responsibility for themselves. Something here about the month of August, or something here about Leo season, is going to be very, very significant for y'all. Universe, tell us more, please. The Hierophant. Some of you could definitely be getting ready to step into some kind of leadership position. Tower reversed, Knight of Cups, Six of Wands reversed, and the Five of Cups. And the Emperor. This is very interesting. Somebody here is headed for a loss. I definitely feel like somebody here is definitely going to try and make some kind of an apology here. Some kind of last-ditch effort to try and apologize, but I don't think it's going to go over well. They're not going to get the attention that they thought that they were going to receive, because I think they're still trying to deal with the old blueprint of who you were, and they don't recognize this person that you are now. I feel like you're no longer a pushover or a people pleaser in that kind of regard, and I feel like you're no longer... There's a difference between forgiving and giving absolution. Right? Just because you understand, oh, you know, like the whole pencil situation, like, all right, I understand they were feeling hurt because they were in lack mindset, right? Just because you forgive them for that does not mean that it's your job to give them absolution. That's between them and their God. Just because you understand it, that doesn't mean that you allow it to continue. Somebody here just wants you back out in the cold. With them. Because that's exactly how they feel. But again, you're bossing up, stepping into some kind of leadership position. You're doing what is best for everybody involved. You're taking care of your own kingdom. Climbing through the ranks here. Strong Taurus energy. You have remained very faithful and very committed. 3 of Swords. That just escalated. And the Queen of Cups. That's what it is. This bitch here is upset that she can't betray you, that she ended up betraying herself by or he, you know, on this channel. Being a bitch has nothing to do with your sex. Just keeping it real. The world. Somebody here does not want something to be over. They don't want this to be over. They don't want this to be over here because they can't manage. Death reversed. 9 of Cups reversed. I mean, these are people who lost sight of themselves and their own goals and what the whole actual point and meaning of life is. So now, they're feeling very betrayed and hurt here because you're moving on. You're remaining faithful. Some of you guys could even be getting ready to get into a partnership here. Connecting with soul tribe members that are actually on your level, that are on your vibration, that have the same mindset as you. Somebody is feeling overtly emotional here because they can't confuse you. And they're feeling heartbroken about that because they feel like they're losing you. Then they should have probably done better to keep you. Whoever these people are, family, friends, lover, business. But I also feel like this isn't the first time that this has happened. And I feel like, even especially with that world card, maybe you did repeat this cycle more than once. Maybe there was a point where you got out, but somehow you were dragged back in. And I don't feel like that was for mistakes, so don't be hard on yourself. Because sometimes we repeat a cycle because maybe there were certain aspects of the lesson that were missed. Or sometimes we needed the confirmation. So don't be hard and difficult on yourself. And maybe this was a moment also as well for the universe to test their heart, to weigh their heart, to check their motives, and to see, you know what? Have they really redeemed themselves? 33:11 on the timer. And the answer is no. They dropped the ball again, even though they promised. Not you, their God. And then they got greedy. They got greedy with their envy. Because they took your kindness for weakness. And this could even be people here who are running their mouth, especially with all of these swords. 3 of Swords and this 4 of Swords equals the 7 of Swords. Maybe they got a little, talkative, right? When they were telling everybody all the great things that they've done for you, right? Which I also feel like was blown out of the water and has been completely exaggerated. But, because, I mean, I can't see these people telling the truth. The full truth, only what paints them in the best light. I just lost my train of thought for a second. And that could even be part of this message. They keep you viciously fighting something over and over and over again, so that way you just forget what it is that you are working on, trying to create that confusion. Trying to create that illusion because of their own delusion. Because of their own false reality, trying to make something stick. Oh, maybe they were running their mouth so much. The Knight of Pentacles, Page of Cups reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed, Eight of Wands reversed, and the Emperor. Trying to do everything here. Like, people are just... they're scrambling, is what it feels like. It's like this whole... like, what are we gonna do? Like they're scrambling, is what it feels like. To try and, salvage something that they started and created in the first place. I do want to clarify this Three of Swords, though. Oops. Universe, tell us more, please. Universe, please help us clarify this Three of Swords. That's interesting. We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Seven of Cups. The High Priestess and the Knight of Cups, the Two of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups reversed. The blindfold has been ripped off. You're no longer confused. Again, this is this whole scrambling energy of somebody trying to rush something with this Knight of Pentacles, skipping steps, not doing what is right, not taking actual accountability. This could even be somebody here who's running around to want to come and complain that what they're going through is your fault because you're not helping them, because you've pulled back your energy. Ace of Pentacles, Six of Cups reversed, and the King of Pentacles reversed. All why? Because you're receiving an opportunity that you don't want to share with anybody. And I think it's interesting, in this deck, the Empress is upright. You're getting ready to birth some kind of new life here, and somebody here is trying to block your happiness at all costs. They don't want you to get into meaningful relationships here, because these people are not on your side. Now they're feeling extremely guilty here, stressed out, because they know that their apology isn't going to work. That's why they're going through the Three of Swords. They broke their own heart. Now they're starting to feel the weight of what it is that they actually did to you and what it is that they actually said. And here you are receiving recognition. And support. Because this is the lover's wedding day here with the Four of Wands, right? But when, you know, they're making their vows and they're making their commitment, they have all their supporters and, you know, in the audience, in the crowd, the witnesses. So they know that they know now that you do have support, and that's the energy and the people that you're deciding to focus on now. Who actually truly supports you? Who is actually truly there for you? Right? Something here about no longer accepting breadcrumbs. Because I feel like the biggest pivotal change that happened with you is, I feel like you were in a period here where you needed help, where you were down and out. And somebody gave you breadcrumbs, and you accepted that because I feel like you were very grateful to receive anything at that time, because you're very faithful. You're very like, thank you, universe. You know, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're very grateful, very appreciative. You're not somebody who's very jealous and envious, you know, of what other people have. You're not trying to take things from people. I mean, do I think that you get inspired? Yes. There's a difference between being inspired and being envious. And now that you're receiving some kind of good news, now that you're receiving some kind of blessings, people are feeling some kind of way here that your life is on the up and up now, because you're not willing to share your successes with them, even though they didn't share those successes with you. You know, like going back to that whole pencil analogy that I made. right? Maybe there were times where you were down and out and there were things that you wanted, or you were asking for certain types of help. And people were saying, no, I can't help you, or no, I don't have it. But then they would show up with all these new shiny things in your face. And you're like, okay, well, you didn't have it to help me. And you're like, that's fine. Like, you don't owe me anything. But now it's getting to the point where people are acting like you owe them something. But at the same time, you're not the one flaunting things in their face. They're just being slapped with their own karma. That's what it is, because you're receiving all these good things now. They're in their feelings because they're remembering with that 9 of Swords. They're remembering what they did to you. And it's making them feel some kind of way here. That's exactly what it is. They're being slapped in the face with their own karma. And of course, you're not going to forget the way that you were treated. And maybe that's because they counted you out. They counted you out, or maybe they just wanted you to be out. I don't know. Maybe it made them feel better about themselves. You know, people like to... Some people, I've come to realize that they only keep certain people around because it makes them feel better about themselves. You know, like the fake Christians and the fake Catholics. Just saying, I know plenty of those too. Alrighty, y'all. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and I'm going to be right back. Alrighty, everyone. I am back. Universe, please give us some character clues. Please give us some character clues. Somebody could wear a uniform, either for work, maybe somebody who works as a police officer or a security guard, or somebody works at a Dunkin', or, I don't know, doctor, lab tech, universe. Please give us some more character clues. Somebody who could be a thrill seeker. I just heard skydiving. Maybe somebody who likes to go skydiving, bungee jumping, or something like that. Somebody who could have exaggerated features. Maybe somebody who has a big nose, or their ears are big, or they have big lips. I don't know. Or somebody who could intentionally be, like, exaggerating their own features. Like, maybe somebody who draws on their eyebrows. I'm not throwing any shade, just getting a message. Somebody who could have straight hair. Something here about, like, ATVs or, like, motocross or something as well. I just heard ziplining. Somebody here could be an islander. Maybe somebody here immigrated from an island. Somebody here could be an Aries. Or maybe y'all live on an island. Universe, tell us more. Somebody here could have red hair. It did come out in the reverse, so maybe somebody's not a natural redhead. Maybe they dye their hair. Universe. Somebody here could wear braids. This could be somebody's aunt. Somebody's aunt could be involved. Maybe somebody's aunt dyes their hair. Excuse me. We have a beauty mark. Somebody here could have a beauty mark. There's a lot of pink energy here. Somebody's first, last, or middle initial could begin with an A. Somebody's name could be Amanda, Aubrey. Universe. We have bald. Somebody here could be balding. Maybe this person who dyes their hair red, their hair is balding because they dye their hair all the time. I don't know. Or this could just be separate people. I mean, we were talking about a whole group here with that 10 of Pentacles. This could be family or people that you felt like they were family, or people here that you could trust, that you could grow with. This beauty mark is still here at the bottom of the deck. Very interesting. We have all the pink and then all the yellow here. We have a boomer. Somebody here could be a boomer. Somebody here could be of Native American or Native American descent. We have acquaintance. That did come out in the reverse, so I'm wondering if this is somebody here who acts like, to everyone else, they're an acquaintance, but to you, they want to have, like, some kind of higher role in your life. Like, for example, like, maybe, like, this is, like, your best friend or something. Like, to you, they're like, oh, yeah, you're my best friend, you're this, you're that, but to everyone else, they're like, yeah, we just, you know, we just work together, or, you know what I mean? Like, they want you to hold them in some kind of category in your heart, but what they're actually saying to other people is something completely different. Again, trying to give off that niceness of them just doing charity type of thing. Somebody here could have a lot of piercings. Seen or unseen. We have green eyes. Somebody here could have green eyes. Somebody here could drive a black car. Somebody here could be extremely orthodox and traditional. We have immature at the bottom of the deck. Somebody could have a medium skin tone. We also have blue collar, so somebody could work with their hands, construction, mechanic, plumber, electrician. Maybe they wear a uniform for work. This blue collar individual here who's balding. Somebody who could spend a lot of time in nature or outdoors. Maybe somebody who definitely does work construction. Maybe they do like road construction. I don't even know what that's called. You know, when people make new road, when they pave, like pavers, when people pave roads or something like that. Or, I don't know, maybe somebody here could even be, maybe somebody here works like cutting down trees or something, or landscaping. This person is older than you, we know that. They're a boomer. Somebody's niece and nephew can be involved here somehow. Somebody could have a square face. There is definitely a Leo here. Another person has an oval face. Somebody's cousin's also involved. We do have blue eyes. Maybe somebody here has been using their acquaintances, or maybe they've been running their mouth to their acquaintances or to the rest of their family. Maybe even talking shit about you to their niece and their nephew to have some kind of impression about you. I don't know, to make it seem like you're the problem. Maybe your cousin's involved somehow. We do have a witch here at the bottom of the deck. Could be a black witch, a gray witch, a white witch. This could be you. My favorite kind of witches are the gray ones. Those are my types of people. I mean, I love all the witches, but I like to live in the gray myself. Somebody here could be tall. There's that best friend. And then we have a Capricorn that's involved here as well. Somebody here could be black or African American. Maybe this is, I don't know, there could be a difference here between skin tones. Where is it? So we have one person here with medium skin tone. Maybe somebody here is darker. Maybe somebody here wants to be darker, or somebody wants to be lighter, or I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we're the only animal on this planet that still fights over skin tones. I don't see cats arguing over their fur color, but I digress. You know, this reminds me of a story. I went to school with somebody here who was, I would say they're a bit racist, right? They were. Or I can say they were because I haven't talked to this person in so long. But then when they did their DNA results, they found out that they had African American in them, and I was like, so you hate yourself now? Oh. And maybe that has to go an example of people being smacked in the face with their own karma, with truth, They're being smacked in the face with their own truth. That's what I'm going to title this reading. People are being smacked in the face by their own truth. Universe, please tell us more. What is the tea? Somebody has been trying to cyberbully you because you're too busy winning. They don't like the fact that you're receiving accolades, so they're trying to attack your mental state here, trying to bully you online, all because somebody is now receiving bad karma because you're too busy winning. Why? Because what they said about you ended up becoming a lie. The fact that you've moved on, and this is somebody who wanted you to give them money, but now there's some kind of screenshots that are coming out. Somebody is becoming totally bankrupt. That's their karma for being a greedy, gluttonous bitch. Male or female. Fake accounts. Cyberbullying you with fake accounts. Trying to stalk you to find out what you've been up to. Trying to abuse divination. Why? Because somebody couldn't get you in a love triangle? And this could even be family and friends trying to get you in a love triangle. Trying to pin other people against other people. I've seen that happen. That's happened to me. You know, somebody will, you know, call to somebody's emotions, right? And be like, oh my God, did you hear what the collective said about me? Or do you know what the collective just did? Type of energy. And then the other person's like, what? I can't believe they did that. And then so now both of them are ganging up on you? Friends, family, work, whatever. And here you are just ignoring them like, yeah, you know what? I'll just be my beautiful self and just lay here and soak up all the sun. These are people who are doing the same shit different day. There's no evolution with these people. These people are stuck in time. They're becoming their own pillars of salt. All because you're uninterested. You want more for yourself. You want to evolve. You're not somebody who settles. You're not somebody here who constantly does the same thing over and over again. You don't just... I'm not saying that you don't accept things as they are, but you use that as drive and motivation for more. Right? If you want more money, then you're going to put in that work to get a better job. Even if that means going back to school, making that sacrifice, right? Learning a new skill. You're always constantly improving yourself, wanting more, right? Trying to make your dreams come true. And you've been dealing with, I honestly feel like people who just really gave up on themselves, or, I don't know, were trained by generations that came before them that this is life, that orthodox, traditional energy. And they're trying to abuse divination to spy on you because they want to see more about these trophies. So they're spying on you online. They're creating fake accounts. They're stalking you. Maybe even using their own friends to keep tabs on you. Their acquaintances. So many people know who you are, and I don't even think you're aware. You never even introduced yourself to these people. So they're literally using every single avenue by using all of their friends, all of their acquaintances, anybody who would listen, you know, to give them information on you. And yet they're also still even abusing divination to find out what your plans are and where you're heading and how they can best stop it because they don't like the fact that you're winning. They're trying to dig for dirt because they're clout hungry. And they want to steal your work because they're too busy catching a case because your light irritates their demons. Somebody here could be receiving some kind of news in regards to their health they're not happy about, and it's part of their karma. Universe, give us a couple more. We have a thief who's trying to threaten you by using intimidation, who is a creepy, obsessive drama starter. So this thief who tries to intimidate is a major creep, trying to stalk you, keep up with you, trying to cyberbully you. All to try and create some kind of drama here, because they're trying to receive some kind of clout. They want attention. They want the attention. And you're just ignoring them. And these, again, same shit, different day. You are uninterested. Somebody here has even been trying to cockblock opportunities, trying to cockblock you from getting into meaningful relationships, but yet they're acting like they're crying over you. Oh, I don't understand why the collective doesn't want to deal with me. It's because you're a fucking thief who's obsessed, who is trying to stalk the collective and bully them online, all because you're an obsessive twat or dick. Take it however it resonates. Take it however it resonates. They're a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's a constant crybaby. Oh, woe is me. Oh, the collective didn't give me a pencil. Get your own goddamn fucking pencil. Continue to rise into your power. Nothing pisses people off more than existing out of spite. Nothing is better than, all right, well, you don't believe me, then watch what happens next. You know your power, and it's like you're transmuting that energy. Now you're at the point where you're like, oh, but I don't want to hurt these people. I don't want to offend them. I don't want to make them feel any. You're not making anybody feel anything by you doing you. And it's that switch in mentality that claims your power back. 55-55 on the timer. Universe, please tell us more. They don't want to hear it. They do not want to hear it. They do not want to hear that they need to be the master of their own emotions. Nobody makes you feel any type of way. You do. That's the truth. An absolution isn't yours to give. They can't handle the fact that they're being smacked in the face by their own shortcomings, is really what it is. All because of their bad choices. To gang up and attack you. To try and thieve from you. To try and steal from you. To try and intimidate you. To try and keep you small. Universe, tell us more. Didn't something flip over? This person wants to be your copycat. They want to be seen to the world how you're being seen. They want to try and carry your energy. Trying to betray you. All because of their outdated thinking. They want your shine. So, but the thing is, what these people don't understand, if somebody is trying to steal your energy or wants to be seen, it's 8:44 p.m. right now, or they want to be seen how you're seen, they're going to have to be put under the same trials and tribulations that you have been put under. You don't just get to where you are, collective, without learning the lessons, without being put through the ringer. Now they're all in their feels here because they don't want to do the work that you did, but yet they don't also want to... What's the word? They don't want to acknowledge the work that you've put in. In their minds, you're still the same person that you were before. But they just act like you're acting too good for them. And you know what? Maybe a part of that is kind of true. You are too good to be treated this way. That is true. Wear that like a badge of honor. And instead of them rising, it's easier to try and make you fall. All because you're fighting for what you love. You're claiming what is yours. And these people are bullshit angry about this. And the police are right on their ass. Somebody needs to watch out when it comes to their outbursts, because somebody here is going to be watching. You ran away from the situation a long time ago. Somebody's trying to keep a promise, but they broke the promise here, and now they're being kicked to the curb. That could just be you evicting people out of your energy. And here you are, expecting a new beginning. Yes, you are. We saw that Empress upright in the other deck. These people are expecting a handout, and here you are, going through labor. You know, here you are, going through labor with no epidural, pushing out a brand new life, and these people are like, can you give me a C-section? Or, you know what, I'd rather get a surrogate. And I'm not trying to take, I'm only using that as an analogy for where you're going now. This has nothing to do with actual children, so please don't come for me. But that's the type of energy that it is. I know that some people have to get a C-section because they medically necessarily need to. I also know other people cannot conceive their own children and need to get a surrogate. But the way that I'm using that analogy is somebody is fully capable of doing something on their own, but they just don't want to, they don't have the fortitude with that strength reversed to go through the challenges. I'm going to be right back, y'all. I need to blow my nose. Alrighty, y'all. I apologize for that. I am back. That's exactly what it is. They cannot weather the challenges that are right in front of them. Why are half of these cards reversed? Somebody could even be having like a secret life here they're trying to hide from. Maybe this is somebody here who does the same shit different day. Maybe somebody here escapes with sex. Maybe they're a constant cheater. Maybe this is a whole couple that's been going up against you, but they don't even have their own affairs in order. It's people who are extremely insecure because they're going through some kind of a bank failure here. Again, with this delusional once upon a time type of energy and this fake apology. Police are right here at the bottom of the deck. The police are on their ass here. They need to be very, very careful. They're walking a very, very thin line. I honestly feel like somebody here is going to have an outburst. And it's not going to be pretty. All because they can't control their own emotions. You know, they're going to fuck around and find out. They're gonna do it to the right one. Universe, please tell us more for the collective. Watching in the reverse, along with wish fulfillment in the reverse. These people can no longer spy on you because they're too busy dealing with their own misery right now. They have a lot of shit that they need to take care of. Twin flames, strong soulmate. Maybe they were at one point. I'm a firm believer that twin flames and soulmates, you know, they don't only have to be just romantic lovers, okay? Twin flames could be a best friend. It could even be a family member. It could be a sibling. It could be a cousin, right? Somebody here did not withhold their end of the bargain here. There's a new cycle that is happening here with this world card, a karmic completion. Somebody could even be trying to communicate with you telepathically or spiritually, but you're highly protected at this time. Like I said, just say a quick little prayer here. Own your own sovereignty, own your own power, and just, you know, whoever you pray to, whatever deity you believe in. And to me personally, whenever you're calling on a deity, right? Like, for example, we'll use Aphrodite as an example, right? She's the goddess, or the Greek goddess of love, if I'm not mistaken. To me, you're not really calling on that actual person. This is how I view it. You're just you're just using that name that we have given because we all know that she's the goddess of love, right? You're just using that to focus and channel your intention for that type of energy that you want to work with. I don't know if you're following me. So whoever you pray to, whatever deity you believe in, whatever energy you believe in, right, whether it's the universe, just say, yo, with my authority and my sovereignty, I ask that anybody who is not welcome in my energy may not be able to astral travel towards me, to spy on me. May they not be able to incept my dreams. And I resend anybody from being able to receive any information on me using divination without my consent. People who are not trying to get that for my highest good, let them be blocked instantly. That's all you have to say. That is your power. We have a masculine energy here. So we have a masculine energy who's upset that their wishes are not coming true. And maybe that's why they're scrambling, because now they're like, oh fuck. They're too preoccupied now with what they have going on in their own energy. All the shit that they need to pick up, their trash that they need to pick up, excuse me. We have inner child healing. Yeah, you've definitely learned a major lesson here. You're no longer the same person that you were before. You're no longer easily triggered. And maybe these people were even using your own trauma against you. And they're definitely going to be judged for that. We have abundance and windfall coming your way. For my feminines out there, you could even be connecting with your true divine masculine at this time. People are also being very, very nostalgic here because you have self-love and you're reflecting and doing shadow work. Something is definitely going to pop off by autumn. Be careful of self-deception or any temptation at this time, especially with people trying to use your thoughts to try to make you feel like you're trapped. You're not trapped. You are a limitless being. We all come from stardust. Look at the vast expanse of this universe and how much it's created, and look how far we have traveled. That same energy is in you. We all come from the same origin. You guys are definitely getting ready to come into union. Maybe these are even people here. This could even be like your parents who never wanted you to get into a meaningful relationship. Or hell, even a sibling here who never wanted you to get into a meaningful relationship. Because they wanted you to be more dependent on them. But freedom is here. Freedom is here. You're taking a leap of faith. You're breaking old cycles. You're heading into the new. You are fully healed at this time. People cannot use your wounds against you. Universe, please tell us more. Please tell us more. We have a racket. Or racketeering, exploitation disguised as opportunity. These are even individuals here who could have even been trying to exploit you, but been disguising things as an opportunity here. And maybe now you're not so dumb. And I'm not saying that you were, but I feel like you were a little bit naive because you probably really truly felt that these people were fully on your side. Because you cared. So they knew that they could exploit you by disguising things as an opportunity. But really, they had those interior motives and those interior intentions here. But yet, also the first type of people to brag in your face about all the shiny new things that they have and giving you a breadcrumb. Somebody here is definitely living a secret life. Somebody here could be closeted. They could be DL. definitely living some kind of a secret life. I don't know. We did have that sex shop earlier. Maybe somebody's upset that they can't be their real selves, and here you are, just being you. Unrequited, not reciprocated or returned in kind. One-sided love. You know, love to these people are what you're able to give them. And I also feel like something here about now, the shoe is on the other foot. Now the shoe is on the other foot. And that's why they're being smacked in the face, because they're being treated exactly how you treated them. Except you're not doing it from a place of trying to get back at them. You're doing it at a place of, I need to keep myself protected. Because that's what they want. They want you to keep giving it to them. So that way you don't have anything for yourself. We have a fuck girl here at the bottom of the deck. Somebody filed false reports. Somebody could have even filed false reports. Maybe this was your aunt or your niece or your nephew, or maybe those people were used to corroborate these false reports. Trying to gaslight, denying someone's reality or perceptions to make them doubt their sanity. They wanted you to doubt your sanity. They wanted you to feel crazy. Oh, that's not what happened. But in all actuality, yes, it is. Trying to doubt your sanity for you holding them accountable for the promises that they made you. Oh, but you need to be more understanding as to why I wasn't able to do that. Okay, then why did you just... So it's giving the energy of, like, they act like they want sympathy from you, but yet, also in that same breath, look at my new shiny toy. Or look at this, or look at that, or bragging about this and that. So it's like realizing where people's priorities have been all along. And realizing that you have been low on their priority list while they wanted you to make them higher on yours. Not working alone. Not working alone. Others are involved. This was a whole group effort. Somebody here could definitely even get an STD. Maybe this fuck girl. Shadow contract. Somebody here made an agreement made in fear. Wow. So the people who even aided in the false reports, they did it out of fear because they didn't wanna. Wow. They gave in to their own fear about... Wow. So I feel like there was definitely one mastermind here. I don't know. Maybe they were blackmailed. I don't know. We definitely have manipulation here. Using emotional blackmail, guilt trips, love bombing, silent treatment, minimization and denial, rationalization, selective attention, inattention, lying, omission, diversion, and triangulation. All to manipulate. All to gang up and team up on you. These people did it out of fear because they didn't want to feel the repercussions. But it was okay. Wow. So they didn't want the heat on them, but they were okay with the heat being on you. Those people are going to get exactly what is owed to them, too, for being complicit. For trying to exploit you. One-sided love. They made an agreement out of fear. That's not love. To file false reports against you. Somebody here could have even used, like, say this is your sibling. They could have even gone as far as to even use their niece and their nephew to try and corroborate their issues, or to even add to the fire, to add more fuel to the fire. Some of them, they could have even claimed that, you know, you were doing things to harm them, if you know what I mean. Unhealthy competition. Cutthroat attitude that prioritizes personal gain over collective goals and teamwork. And now somebody had gone and caught a whole STD. Maybe that's the health concern that I picked up on earlier. Maybe because they're too busy living a secret life. Somebody here is being blocked. Or they could have tried and blocked something from you. Obstructed or congested so as to make movement or flow difficult or impossible. These people could have been teaming up to try and block you to make your flow difficult or impossible here. They wanted you to, like, get in line. So they only wanted you to be able to use your gifts if it benefited them. Your skills, whatever it is that you're doing. Childhood trauma. Distressing experiences during a child's formative years that overwhelm their ability to cope, leading to lasting negative impacts. These are people that never healed from their own trauma. Or like I said, something here has been passed on from generation to generation. It could just be generational curse, some kind of a mindset here. You know, people will pass on their limits to their children, right? Behavior is learned, not taught. Skipping steps, cutting corners, trying to use wrath, extreme anger that expresses itself in a desire to punish someone, seeking revenge. You know, they sought revenge on you because you didn't give them that pencil. Somebody could have been using a fake ID, maybe trying to even act or pose as you, trying to block opportunities. They don't like what you do because they can't. They hate seeing you happy because they're not. Trying to abuse their authority, misuse of power or position to unfairly benefit oneself or others, or to cause harm to those in subordinate positions. Somebody who's not on your side. They've even been using other people to go up against you to get information here, to weaponize against you, to even report back to them. Maybe those acquaintances that we saw earlier. Somebody who is non-committal. They're non-committal. Somebody could even alter documents and forged your signature, even using a fake ID. So not only did they alter documents, forge your signature, use the fake ID, use people to team up against you, disguise opportunities as exploitation here, to breadcrumb you, I don't know. They did everything, and then they also filed fake reports against you? So they stole from you, didn't tell you, tried to block you or make things impossible for your forward movement, all because they were trying to seek some kind of revenge here. Getting other people to do their bidding by using fear. Breadcrumbing you to make it seem like they're actually on your side when they're the ones that set all this up. And on top of that, tried to get you arrested. My goodness. Look at all that work that it takes to do all of this. For somebody who doesn't want to put in work and effort, I mean, you really are wasting your energy. You might as well do something positive for yourself and not out of revenge. And yet you're still winning. You're still winning, collective. You're still winning. The walls are going up on your new foundation. You're still winning. So nothing that they did ended up working. They only got themselves smacked in the face. Maybe that's why the police are watching. Because they've gone and done so many different things that now things are not adding up. These false reports are not adding up. And of course, they're going to go right back to the original source and find out why, find out more. Trying to make you the fall guy, all because somebody here is a gold digger, they're codependent, they want a handout, and they're a manipulative little bitch. Male or female, this is somebody here who is a criminal or a felon. They already have a record. And this could be a whole toxic couple. Romantic relationship with persistent patterns of negative and harmful behaviors that negatively impact the well-being of one or both. This could be a whole toxic couple here. And maybe one person followed suit because of fear. Because they want the money. Untrustworthy. Not able to be relied on as honest or truthful, not dependable or worthy of confidence. No, they're not dependable because they're non-committal. They're non-committal. Unrequited love. Forcing people into agreements made out of fear. Using fake IDs and scams to forge signatures and alter documents to file false reports against you. Oh no. I just made a whole mess. Maybe that's part of a message. Somebody here just made a whole mess because they were not looking where they were going. They were not paying attention to what they were doing. That's definitely part of it. They were not paying attention. They thought they had it all in the bag. They thought they had it all figured out. But there are some things that that were outside of their control that they were not paying attention to. Oh, we're already an hour and 20 minutes in. I'm going to close this off with an affirmation, an oracle, and we're going to read from the Book of Happy. I was going to pull out the Scrabble tiles, but I really don't want to make this super, super long. Universe, please give us an affirmation for the collective, please. Something about Lionsgate. We have positive thinking. In the garden of my mind, I water the good thoughts and weed out the bad ones. I throw in forgiveness and empathy seeds by the handful if I want, and I take a lawnmower to that jealousy and resentment patch. I'm a badass mind gardener. Write that down in the comments, y'all. You are a badass mind gardener. Universe. What you think, you create. Your thoughts form your reality. Universe, please give us a final message for the collective, please. Personal transformation, 35. That also breaks down to an 8. Something here about August, Lionsgate, 8-8. That's going to be a very significant and important time for y'all. Personal transformation. Your soul is assisting you with creating changes to align you with your life's purpose. Ganesha is pointing to the heavens and encouraging you to be open to new ideas and the growth of your spirit. Listen to the still, small voice within. You may have been feeling a strong desire to obtain or experience again a sense of meaning, inspiration, or purpose in your life. This is likely a time in which you are making some significant adjustments in your life. These adjustments are helping you in the process of changing yourself from the old you to the new you, and you will soon benefit from a fresh perspective on life. You're in a great place now for honoring the person who you truly are or want to be, rather than simply following a routine that has little meaning to you. This is a profound spiritual journey that you are experiencing, which brings greater meaning and purpose into your life. This will renew your inner energy. Eliminate everything in your life that is not essential to your transformation. Realize that some of your activities may be in place simply to act as buffers or distractions from what is truly important. Allow the changes that are taking place and trust that a period of greater calm and stability will follow. Ganesha is calling you to your destiny. Your calls for guidance have not gone unnoticed, and you will ultimately find what you are yearning for. You will ultimately find what you are yearning for, because no matter what they try to do, no matter how much they try to attack you, your willpower can never be taken away from you. And universe, we have trust your path. There is no right or wrong path. All paths lead to the heart. Live in love and happiness, and your path will be illuminated for you. Like most paths, don't be surprised if there are twists and turns filled with unhappiness. Stay focused on the moment and repeat this mantra. Uncertainty awakens me now. I trust this path. State the mantra when you start to second guess your decisions or question your capabilities. It's not that you won't change your mind from time to time, but maintain trust that the path unfolding for you has its source in the eternal flow of life. And sometimes we can get uneasy when we are experiencing new paths, right? And it's easier to try and fall back into old behaviors and old mindsets because we confuse the anxiety of the new for feeling like we're doing something wrong. But the truth is, you're just walking a path that you have not been on before. And you're not anxious, it's just exhilaration. That is what I have for y'all today. I am sending you all lots of love and lots of light, and I will see you next time. Ciao.